Good morning, everybody, from Thunderhill Raceway Park. You are listening live to Endurance Radio from the 2016 running of the NASA 25 Hours of Thunderhill, presented by Hawk Performance. We thank you so much for your company and for choosing to listen to us for your Saturday, December the 3rd, 2016. I am Brendan Kazmarek, and alongside me on the, just to my right, is Joseph Mudrock. Hello, Joseph.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we're off to a good start. Hello, Joseph.
What's up, Brendan?
Not much. Things were frantic here for the last 15 minutes, but we're up and running now. We're pulling up our onboard feeds. And
I thought it was pretty lax, to be honest with you. I thought it was pretty chill.
Don't say that. I'm switching cameras here. Things are not good. But we're doing it. We're doing it. And also like to bring on board Randy Chineth on the microphone between the two of us here. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Brendan. Good morning, Joseph. I'm also doing it, and I mean, what a beautiful day we have out here in Willows.
So
green
green.
grass
It's
for
so
the first
green.
time in ages, blue skies, some clouds, but
Oh, it's going to
No
be a
rain.
great 2 days of racing we've got. One day and then some. Also like to say hello to our social media team off here to the right, Christian Wilder and Layla Kazmarek.
waving frantically.
Yes, and in the pit lane, we've got Ryan West, Tim Stoll, and JT Tammy. I'd like to say hello to them as well. We'll be bringing them on in just a couple of minutes. I'm happy to say that we actually have a live link to the pit lane this year, and like I said, we'll be bringing them on board here, hopefully momentarily, with Tim Stoll from the pit lane. So we're working on that. But I'm happy to say, even though we weren't able to get some of our trackside streaming up, we do have onboards. So you're looking live from the cockpit of the number 57, Janetta G57 from Rhino Racing. That will be your overall pole sitter. If you joined us for qualifying last night, you will already be familiar with that. It was a pretty exciting session last night as the sun was going down. Colin Brown put that G57 on pole at a 136.544, which is the fastest pole time we've seen here for a couple of years.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the other thing that's great about that is that that other Janetta was not that far off, about a second, I think, off is what Herta put in.
Yeah, no, it was a Colton Herta that put in the 137.686 behind it, so it's an all Janetta front row. Now those of you, if you are watching the stream, let's see.
Troubleshooting some possible issues here.
Yes.
Our YouTube audience may not be with us yet.
Yes, that is correct. Now let's get our Mixler audience going here. Microphone, USB audio codec, okay. So why is that not coming up?
Science.
The only thing I think is that's an issue on YouTube's end because they were receiving our feed. Or what is that? What did that say up there? Oh, never mind. It was in red letters.
I haven't started Mixler yet, but I'm trying to. It says, please check the video resolution. The current resolution, 856 by 480, is not optimal. So I can try and knock it down a little bit, the quality.
That just means it's not. I mean, that's a difference between it not being optimal and not streaming.
So why is it not?
Go back.
I've never seen this before. Should I stop streaming and try and do it again?
No, hold on.
Because the thing, because you have to be careful about is if you click stop streaming and it
We're
doesn't
back.
work.
We're up.
We're up.
Okay.
We're up.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
We just had a flyover.
Christian just.
Yes, we did, actually.
Oh,
Christian is helping us sort out there. Is that our U.S. Air Force flyover?
I have no idea. That looks like a general aviation plane.
It is. That may or may not have been intentional. That's a Cessna 310 is what that is.
It's if it's not intentional, then that pilot is drunk because he's doing some really
Don't
weird
say
rolling.
that. You can't say that.
Well,
It's just a nice
he said
flyover is what it is.
I said it.
it got said. So
Well, I like to look at planes, so we're going to pretend that that's not happening. Otherwise,
it's
I'm
a
gonna
good thing
get
you
very,
do it for a
very
living then.
distracted. Right, exactly. So,
we
with
should
that
go
all
to
being
Tim before
said,
something breaks.
Right.
Yeah, we should go over to Tim
Let's-
because Tim's got Mark Miller and CJ Wilson.
Well, I think they may have gone, but we would like to say hello to Tim anyway. Good morning, Tim Stoll. Can you hear us, Tim?
Tim 1-2.
No, maybe not. We're going to keep working on that. So, Tim Stoll is down on the grid at the moment. We're going to leave his mic open, actually, and if he comes back to us, then it was working just a couple of minutes ago. So let's see what we can get. Tim can hear us.
Tim can hear us, and we cannot hear him.
Well, like I said, we're going to keep working on
Well,
this.
Tim, if you're listening to us, try taking out your line in.
Or he may have accidentally muted his mic on his end.
Oh, I think we
I
got
heard
it.
an echo.
Tim, can you hear us? Tim
Tim?
Stoll.
Hello.
Hello.
Tim in the pit lane.
Hey.
Hello. How are you?
Tim.
No, not quite enough.
So he unmuted his mic and then muted his speakers, I think is what happened there.
All right. We're going to move on from Tim Stoll there. We'll try and get that up and running later in the race. It was working 5 minutes ago,
I'm gonna leave Tim open just in case he comes back to us.
We can do that. Let's talk about our grid in any case. We've got the Janettas on the front row in ESR like we talked about. And ESR has locked out the top six positions overall. It was the Rhino cars on the front row. One Motorsports Desert West. Sean Rahal put that car, the number 62, in a seriously impressive third position, a 139.129. And that's what I think we've been waiting to see out of the Radical for the last few years, is somebody to really...
Hey, guys.
We got Tim.
Hey,
We got Tim.
Tim, we can hear you.
Hey, all right.
Tim.
You are live, Tim Stoll, from the pit lane of the NASA 25 Hours of Thunderhill. How are things down there?
It's pretty busy. A lot of traffic down here. Everybody just kind of relaxing, talking, getting ready for the big show here.
So where are you on the pit lane at the moment?
We cannot see you. There's too many people.
Well, that's all right because I'm currently standing next to Stephen McAleer, who's driving the number 70 Mazda Global MX-5 Cup car. How's everything going today?
It's going good. We 15 minutes ago, you can hear the bagpipes in the background, so I feel like I'm at home right now, which is fantastic. But yeah, we're excited. Looks like E1 class is going to be really close, and 2 years in a row, I'm honored to be back here with Mazda running the MX-5 Cup car.
Great. Pretty reliable cars. What are you looking for today?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of cars in the class have definitely some straight line speed on us, but I think the overall, this is a 25-hour race, so I would hopefully expect that we run around and just knock laps off, and we'll see where we are with 2 hours to go.
Great. Best of luck today. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Shane.
Well, thanks for that, Tim. That was Stephen McAleer with Mazda. I think he's in E1. Is that correct?
If only we had reference
Tim's
materials.
Yeah, where are the?
Randy.
I think there's one here.
We do
Yeah,
have
yeah.
reference materials. That's great.
Jesus.
Suddenly bagpipes. A wild
Tim.
bagpipe appeared.
Tim, they're presenting the nation's colors behind you, and the bagpipes are really loud, so we've got you on mute for right now.
Yeah, that was not the kind of ambiance we were hoping for from the pit.
No one ever hopes for bagpipes. That's never a thing that anyone's been like.
I actually like bagpipes.
well-
I'm not even lying.
I am right with you.
This is really unfortunate.
So we're going to move on. I'm waiting to hear the national anthem over the PA so that we
Yeah.
can let that occur.
Yeah, Stephen McAleer. I don't know if it was mentioned. Stephen McAleer is in the 70 alongside
very
Spencer
good.
Brockman and Mark Abuzaid.
I'm going to go with it.
All right, good work, me.
Great. So while we work on the while we wait for the nation's anthem to be played, we'll continue with the entry list or the grid here. That Radical, like I was saying earlier, we've been waiting to see that kind of pace out of the Radical the last couple of years. I mean, they're always a strong entry and they fare very well, especially in the first quarter of the race. But that's really the fastest we've seen that car go. So it's nice to see them finally be able to open it up and really show what that car is capable
I
of.
believe
139.129.
Sounds like we may be getting our anthem soon.
As soon
Let's
as
open
we
that
hear
window
it,
so
we
we
will
can
cut
actually
to
hear.
it.
People in the service now that are making great sacrifices by being away from their families, by missing events like this, children's birthdays. We really appreciate your service. And now, for all the fallen men and women who have given their lives to make this country so great that we can have events like this, please observe a moment of silence.
Perhaps worth noting that Leanne Rhymes is not present at the NASA 25 Hours of Thunderhill, but nonetheless providing a wonderful rendition of our national anthem prior to the start of today's race, just about 7 minutes from the grid roll-off this morning. So we had just finished talking about the third place car on the grid. The fourth place car, ESR as well, that's in the number 52 JFC Racing Wolf, just over the 140 bracket, a 140.005. Again, things very close at the head of the field. That car features Alan Sir Jr., Ryan Eversley, Todd Harris, and Miles Jackson this weekend. And I know a lot of you on Twitter have been following Ryan Eversley and seeing just what that car is capable of this year. That is one seriously bad machine.
Yeah, it likes to eat rear tires for dinner in qualifying
Yes.
sessions. Those tires from last night, they put an experimental super soft set on it, and it didn't really work. And those tires had some big holes in them. And I actually think that get themselves on a harder compound, they might just give those Genettas a run for their money.
I think so. I think especially early on, when you're matching pro against pro, that there's a serious battle shaping up there at the front of the field.
Remember, I don't think they had done any running in anger in the nighttime until that session, so they may have been trying out a different compound just to see how it would go.
That's very, very true. We move on to fifth in ESR, fifth overall, the number 15 Fantasy Junction with Winding Road Racing. Riley Daytona prototype with the Chevrolet LS3 in the back. Again, that is another machine that a lot of development work has been done on that since it ran as a Daytona prototype in the Rolex Sports Car Series. It makes a lot of power. It's very, very quick. It's quick everywhere, not just in a straight line. But Mark Drennan, of course, from the Global MX-5 Cup, is on board that machine this weekend, which should be really, really exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic, I think, running in ESR. Because, I mean, really the only quote-unquote undeveloped car you could argue is that Radical. You have the two Genettas that are LMP3 cars that have been kind of brought up sort of to LMP2 specs in terms of pace. Then you have the Wolf, which has that crazy Hayabusa V8 in it.
Okay, let's go down to Tim Stoll. He's got CJ Miller and
Miller.
You're right. Sorry, Mark Miller and Tanner Faust.
Hello, Tim. Can you hear us?
All right, guys, you got me?
Yeah, we got you. I understand you have Mark Miller and Tanner Faust.
I do have Mark Miller here.
Let's go ahead and talk to him.
Hey, guys. How's
Hey,
it going
Mark.
today, Mark? Pretty good. It's beautiful this year, but another great pre-start for the 25 Hours of Thunderhill. We're all kind of just getting ready to go. Mark, you're in an all-wheel drive Lamborghini this year. How is it around Thunderhill? You know, it's pretty good. We were expecting about 2 weeks ago, we were looking pretty racy because we were expecting a lot of rain. And every time I've been here, it's rained or snowed in the middle of the night. Or both. And we figured this would be the best thing to have, is this all-wheel drive Lamborghini Gallardo. And so the CLP Safecraft team came here, and we were all ready to go, and it's going to be beautiful. So we're going to make the best of it. We're going to really work pretty hard to get the car right. We didn't get enough time over the last couple days to really get everyone cycled through. So the first 4 hours of this is really going to be us trying to get the car even better and minimize any mistakes that may happen and try to have a good run all the way to the finish. And, you know, obviously the first step here to not make a bunch of mistakes. But, you know, if we can do that, we still have to get a little bit of luck to take down this Flying Lizard team.
Hey, Tim, can you hear me?
And they're starting right next to us and then right behind us. So we feel like we've got... ready to get it rolling.
Tim.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Mark. All right.
Hey, Tim.
Tim, if you can hear us.
Yo.
Yeah, Tim, if you can hear us.
Can you grab Mark again real quick and ask him how it compares to the NPO1?
No, I think that may not be an option. Things are fairly... No. Things are fairly frantic down in the pit lane. They're on the grid. They're clearing the grid as we speak. And I think in this case, may just Mark's needed to clear there. So we're going to move on from Mark Miller. But thanks to Tim for getting a hold of him there as we count down now. Just about 2 minutes until cars roll off the grid if they can get everybody out of the middle of the track.
Yeah, and there's There's millions of people out there. I mean, there's thousands of cars, but there's millions of people out there on the front stretch. And man, I'm excited. This is when the adrenaline starts pumping. This is when, arguably you could see your quickest laps of the race. Well, from your front runners anyways, no traffic in front of them. This first, 5 laps, I think is going to be crazy.
Yeah, no, it definitely should be.
Yeah, especially with as many ESR. Since the ESR and ES classes look like they've been split into basically prototype-ish, prototype/track day, and GT touring. That's going to be really interesting to see how those classes kind of develop into their own races, which is a little different dynamic than we've seen the past few years.
It is. It is actually kind of interesting how all that is, has panned out. We look at the ES pole sitter, in quotes, when you look at the qualifying results from yesterday, is that it looks like they did finally reclassify that. It is the Flying Lizard Audi there, the number 45 and 142.969. But then you look at the car behind it, the CLP Motorsports Lamborghini, which is a fairly similar spec car. Even though it's a Super Trofeo instead of a full-fledged GT3 car. They're essentially similar on performance, and yet it's been classified as ESR.
I almost wonder if that's a mistake on the live timing, because I see no reason why that Lambo should be an ESR. Unless it's, that's all-wheel drive, isn't it? That could be.
That could be.
That's the only thing I could think of that should put that car in ESR.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, it might be also power to weight, because that's a pretty high-power car, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
but
true, but it's similar performance to the GT3.
Yeah, and it's not going to have the aero either that Audi has. And same with that Porsche GT2 car. I doubt that Lambo is as developed as that old Porsche GT2 that Lizard's running.
Sure, but it is, they developed to a metric, so that may be what the rationale for putting it in one class versus another was.
Yeah, so in any case, it's a change from what we had expected on the entry
the Lambo is marked ES according to Tim. He's in the pits.
Okay.
He's listening in on us, and
then it must be a timing error.
Yeah,
we are rolling off the grid as a matter
top of the hour.
Very, very good. So what we're going to do is start our timer on time this year. We're going to get that going. So you should see that in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. We'll move on. We have a course of the race that we'll be able to pull from, just as we did during the qualifying show last night. Now, before we get started, it would be good to roll through the rest of the class pole sitters now that we've at least gotten through the top 6 or 7 overall.
Two NASA prototypes should be relatively equal.
What's that?
So
our connection issue for our YouTube viewers. We have them on Mixler, I believe. 6 of you listening there, but okay. Actually, it looks like we're back here on YouTube, which is great. Just a minor hiccup there. It should be mentioned that we do kind of continually fight connection issues here at Thunderhill. It's not a very solid connection back to town, which is unfortunate. But
we're about 8 miles away from Willows, and then
which is
go
itself
on
a small town.
Yeah, go on Google Maps, look up Thunderhill. It's in basically the middle of nowhere by California standards.
Yeah. Well,
or by like town standards.
So we're gonna maybe back one of these streams off here and try and get see what we can do here.
Yeah, it sounds like Tim's trying to talk, but we've got him muted. So Tim, are you listening to us?
I absolutely am.
All right, do you got some information for us?
No, I was just doing the mic.
All right.
Hey.
Well, hey.
I had stuff to say, but Mike didn't. So
I'll tell you what, Tim.
Next time I have something to say.
This is probably the last time we'll talk to you before the start of the race. So just like to wish you a good race down there, and the same thing goes for our pit lane members, Ryan West and JT Tammy.
Hey.
So enjoy the start, and we'll check in with you a little later on, Tim.
That sounds good.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
What? Chasing issues right now, so
yep,
we will get that sorted
constantly. We do our best here, but we are definitely.
Looks like it's on YouTube's end.
Yeah.
I think it's on us. I think it's on us sending it. I don't think that's on YouTube's end.
All right, so it still says offline there.
On that says
race. Nope, still frozen.
It says we're live, but we're not sending anything to it.
Live control room.
Is it just the video that's frozen, or do they have audio? Christian, do they have audio?
No,
Okay.
it's frozen.
It's perfect streaming there.
Yeah. We don't have time for that.
Yeah. All right, let's give it another shot here. If anybody is still listening, try and reload and see what they get. Nope, still frozen there. Reloading worked for me.
Yeah. Brendan, let's restart the stream.
Okay. Okay, and we're going to give our YouTube stream another chance here.
I haven't missed the start of the race. They're just pulling through the pit lane. They will
Yes.
do at least one more formation lap.
All right, now it looks like our stream is advancing a little bit there, but appears to be a couple of minutes behind.
No. It'll freeze right now.
Oh, yep, you're right. Okay, well, there's that. So let's try and
But
reload
remember,
here.
it's behind us, so it may.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
keep
gonna
working this here.
It will be 2 minutes behind. YouTube tends to be pretty
Okay.
YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, I think we're going to be in better shape here.
Lights are still
Okay,
on. We
so
should
I
be-
think we've got it figured out now. We're going to try a different network here, and we've got a couple to play with here, but not all of them generally have the best quality. So hopefully we should be back live here momentarily on YouTube. We're still live on Mixlr and on the Performance Motorsports Network. For those of you who are listening there, we say a big hello. The cars are just exiting the pit lane now. They roll through the pits to judge pit road speed, make sure they all know where their pit stalls are, among other things. So it's a good chance for everybody to get one last look at the pits before we get underway. And that's where all that noise is coming from. They're very loud.
Yeah.
Very, very loud.
A lot of race cars out there.
Yes.
If you think it's loud now, give it about 5 minutes.
Right.
And the lights are still on, so we should get at least one more because they're nowhere near formed up.
Yes. So, like I said, we'll do one more quick look here at the YouTube stream. Make sure we're all up and running there. And hopefully, by the time we get the race started here, we will be good to go. Everything looks good. Well, it's good leaving us.
So hopefully it's good getting to
Yes.
you.
Live streaming. Let's just go ahead. No, doesn't look like it.
Stream options.
Not sure why we're hearing emergency. It's them coming down the pit lane. That's why we're hearing the emergency vehicles.
We're troubleshooting. Stream's being weird.
Just give it time.